Image storm damage in Charlotte, North Carolina, on Monday after the remnants of Hurricane Florence moved through the region. Credit to Liza Shucker for the New York Times. Scarlett, NC. The center of Tropical Depression Florence has left the Carolinas, but the chaos that the storm unleashed is nowhere near finished. Days of record-breaking rain have pushed rivers over the banks, and water levels, still rising in some places, are unlikely to recede fully for days. The death toll from the storm has risen to at least 23, including 17 in North Carolina. Rescue workers near Charlotte recovered the body of a 1-year-old boy who had slipped out of his mother's hands after their car got stuck in floodwater on Sunday evening. For the New York Times. Here are the latest developments. Wilmington, North Carolina, a city of about 119,000 residents, has been cut off, with roads leading to it submerged. Emergency officials are making plans to deliver supplies to the city, but some worries, including a threat to water service, have lifted. Evacuation orders are still being issued as rivers rise and dams are tested. Flash flood watches and warnings are in effect in many North Carolina towns, as well as in parts of South Carolina. Road closures are extensive, including to parts of Interstates 40 and 95. Isolated tornadoes were also a threat on Monday, and forecasters issued about 24 tornado warnings in North Carolina before 8 a.m. The center of the depression was about 125 miles west-southwest of Roanoke, Virginia, early Monday, according to the National Weather Service. North Carolina authorities on Monday recovered the body of Caden Lee Welch, who fell out of his mother's arms on a flooded highway on Sunday night. Days after making landfall as a hurricane and slowing to a tropical depression, Florence slowly ravaged the south with rain and wind, leaving widespread and potentially catastrophic flooding. Published on Sept. The weather system's move will allow conditions to ease in the Carolinas, where scores of counties confronted crises, especially on Sunday, when Gov. Roy Cooper of North Carolina said that the storm had never been more dangerous than it is right now. We want citizens to follow state and local warnings. Jeff Bayard, Associate Administrator for Response and Recovery at the Federal Emergency Management Agency, said on Sunday. There is a tremendous amount of flooding in the Carolinas. Churches provide spiritual refuge and shelter from the storm. The floodwaters helped provoke a vast response plan that included thousands of National Guard soldiers and dozens of aircraft. Although officials are still conducting search and rescue missions, they have also begun to focus on recovery efforts. But recovery, officials and residents acknowledge, will be gradual at best. Hundreds of thousands of people do not have electricity, and tens of thousands of homes are believed damaged. Matthew Haag contributed, reporting from New York.